Thank you very much for your company here on News Desk. Now, the Narcotics Control Board is raising concerns of possible drug trafficking from World Cup host nation Brazil. Last year, a Brazilian town bordering Peru and Colombia was reported as almost entirely dedicated to drug trafficking. Peruvian authorities highlighted the strategic importance of the often overlooked Amazon tribe border region. The Amazonian tribe Pizoid is becoming a key territory for drug trafficking. Now, that's a lot of grammar. Now, here's what I want to know. Ghana is taking some supporters to Brazil. What has that got to do with the Narcotics Control Board? With me in the studio is Sylvester Kumsin. He's Greater Accra Regional Head for NACOB, and he would answer that question for us. Thank you very much for your time here on News Desk.
Thank you very much.
What will be your answer to that?
Well, it's very straightforward. The reason why NACOB, we are most concerned about the supporters going to Brazil. We are not saying that Brazil is a place that drugs are all over the place. That's not what we are saying. Brazil is a huge country. As far as South America is concerned, Brazil is the biggest. If you look at the South Africa stretch, it's the biggest country. It's a huge country. And it has a lot of borders. It shares a lot of, the border area, a lot of countries share border with it. And when you talk about cocaine, actually, which is illegal drugs, of course, cocaine basically produced from South America. And the countries who are very, very marked on this activity, when you talk about Peru, you talk about Bolivia, Paraguay, all these areas are cocaine production centers. And all of these countries also try to push these drugs into Brazil because Brazil is one of the major consumption countries. They have a huge problem of consumption of cocaine. So the market is there. So they try to push all these drugs into this area. As you just read from your intro, from Amazon zone, the river, it's a big challenge to Brazil authority, and the government of Brazil is very committed in dealing with the situation because it's a huge problem for them. And our people going there, I can tell you that cocaine or crack cocaine is accessible. You can get it there. So it is very, very important for NACOB to make these awareness, to create this awareness for people to know, especially those who are going there, to know what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do. That's basically why we are raising this awareness.
How do you think drug traffickers, drug barons would take advantage of, the World Cup? How would they do that? I'm trying to get to, draw the line where we are not wasting resources on something that is not going to happen. How would drug traffickers take advantage of this?
Let me tell you, drug dealers, if, I don't know, like if you have pictures, they will tell you they take advantage of every situation. This is a very big opportunity. Very, very, very big opportunity for drug dealers to do their business. Because we are going to the hub area of where the issue is. This time around, open it up for so many people to come. And let me also tell you that our recent arrests over the years now, most people that we have arrested, they come from South America. Some of them come direct to Ghana because you have that direct flight and all that. Some also go through South Africa and come. So it's a huge area that drug dealers will take advantage. Some of them may come as a pure supporters who might not even give you any clue of what they are going to do, but they have their motive. So the issue of creating awareness is very, very critical because they will take advantage. You can't hide that fact. It is something that is going to happen. People will come to pretend supporting, but beneath it, they have their own way of how they are going to do it. So it is very, very important before you need to do that. Prevention is better than cure, because we wouldn't like a situation whereby our citizens will go and some of them might be ignorant. I'm telling you, because we've been to places whereby you talk about drug issue and people will be looking at you. Is it real? Because we know there are vulnerable groups among these supporters who are going, or anybody who is going there. They are very vulnerable, and then it's better to know than not to know and fall victim to that. So it is very, very important that we have to be concerned about this thing. because the place is a fatal ground for any drug activity that could take place there. So it's very, very important.
You've mentioned persons who are vulnerable. You've mentioned the fact that you needed to create awareness on what people could encounter in Brazil. You're trying to say that people who send in drugs didn't know that what they were actually having were drugs. I mean, how could someone by chance bring in drugs or take out drugs?
Let me give you an example. We went to GFE. We have collaboration because of this World Cup, and they gave us opportunity to meet various supporting group, the heirs and all that. And one person made this statement that as for the players, they have money, but they supporters, they don't have money. They don't have it. So if perhaps you go there and somebody sees you and so, can you carry this small thing for me? They'll give you maybe $3,000 or $5,000. As you know, that our Ghana CD dollar situation. If somebody can easily come to you to tell you that, oh, carry this thing. This is a small thing. You can hide it and bring it. I'll give you $5,000. Calculate it into CDs. It's a huge money, and people will easily do that without thinking about the repercussion. That if you are caught, the minimum is 10 years. So we need to do that because people. So typical example is that person. I have to tell the person that you don't have to. There's no excuse for this. If you think you don't have, nobody is forcing you in the first place to go to Brazil. If you don't have what it takes to go, why would you worry yourself? And then again, others also raise the issue. For instance, somebody might come and say, I'm going to sponsor you. I'll get you. The person might not even have passport. I'll get you passport. I'll get you what you call visa. I'll book a hotel for you. I'll get you a good accommodation, pocket money to move to and fro throughout the period. Even if you want to stay to the end of the work, I can do that. Mind you, there's no free lunch anywhere. So when somebody tells you this, ignorantly, some people will hook up to it and buy the idea, but you have to bear in mind that once the person have done this for you already, he has already captured you. So whatever that he tells you to do, you can easily do that. So we need to let people know about this.
So what's the plan for creating this awareness? What's the plan?
Oh, this is a typical example. What we are saying now is a typical. It's one of the best thing to do is to educate people. So what we are doing now is to move from media houses, those who are giving us opportunity, which we might be thankful to multimedia for giving us this opportunity to share with people to know. We were at the Adum TV, people called in that they were not even aware of some of these things. So it is a great start that we go out there, not only the TV, but also in the what you call radio. We have radio stations. Not only that, we go to communities, we go to schools. We go to the schools is a broad way because most of the students are not going to go to the Brazil, but notwithstanding that, we also make sure that they are aware of these things. So it is something that we are doing it all over the place, and which is the way we are going on.
What should people take note of as they travel for the World Cup?
Thank you very much. It's very, very critical. First thing, the person, especially those who are going to the World Cup, please don't make any attempt to buy drugs. Don't think that you are going to buy drugs and bring it to Ghana. That's the first thing that we will tell people. And then two, when you are going, please make sure you buy your own bag. Make sure you pack your own things. Don't let someone come and tell you that, oh, your bag is not nice. Let me get you a beautiful bag. I'll get this bag, pack your things, and then that. Please, your own bag, pack your own things. Make sure your bag or your luggage is underlocked, safely secured. You keep the key by yourself. Again, when you get to the airport, make sure you don't leave your luggage unattended to. There are that tendency of people leaving their bags around, or the care of maybe their group, the care of a friend. Please, can you hold it for me? I'm coming. Please make sure you are in full control of your luggage. Again, if you are going to check in, whether you are coming or you are going, please don't accept anything from anybody, especially maybe your this you have, maybe the weight is 30 and you have perhaps your kilo is 15. And as Ghanaians as we are, somebody might come to you then say, oh, I have a lot of things, can you please help me so that I don't pay excess luggage? Please, the person is full aware that what he's holding is overweight and or excess luggage, and you decided to bring it. So please make sure you check in with your own language, because you have experience with people. Do that. Don't accept anything for anybody. Or perhaps when you are coming, somebody tells you, "Can you get this parcel and go and give it to my brother? My brother will come for it." Or maybe let me give you maybe $1,000. You just put it in your pocket. It's not. Please don't accept, especially if you don't know the content of that parcel that the person is giving to you. So these are some of the things that we have to, and it doesn't also go to only those who are going to Brazil. This cut across for all of us potential travelers. If you are traveling, make sure that you are in control. I remember one time I went elsewhere, and when I was coming, there was this lady who was so many things, and trying. What they typically, if anybody is holding drugs, don't think that it's only men. Both sides. The person might even engage you in conversation, typically conversation, and then out of that, you could see that the person had a lot of things, and you are having only one bag. There's that tendency of you saying that, "Oh, let me give you a helping hand," because maybe excess luggage. And I saw this lady, others trying to help. So it's something that we have to be very, very mindful of that.
How are we working with the Brazilian DEA, for instance, on this matter?
NACOB as it is, one thing we should know is that we don't work in isolation. We have a lot of international partners, even locally. We work with police, we work with immigration, we work with SEPs. It's a collaborated effort. But the drug war cannot be won by one institution, no way. So we have collaborated. In the same manner, in the international level, we have other collaborated agencies that we work with, intelligence that we get. That one is done typically on the behind the scene, by a lot of information that goes on, or intelligence sharing that goes on.
I see. And so are we doing something on the World Cup 2014? Are we working hand in hand with the host country?
Sure, we are. Sure. It's something that we are doing. And mind you, Brazil authority is serious about this issue. So please, if you have the idea or thinking of going to do something untoward in that place, mind you, the authority in Brazil will also deal with you, because it's a problem. So the government of Brazil is also committed to this issue. So please, we are working together.
Right. Thank you very much, Sylvester. Sylvester Kumsin is the Greater Accra Regional Head for the Narcotics Control Board. So now you know exactly what the World Cup 2014 in Brazil has got to do with the Narcotics Control Board here in Ghana. It's got to do with you and I as fans who may go there to support the Black Stars. Now, when I come back, here's what you should expect. Bulldog is reappearing in court over his charge on the murder of Fennec Archery. And then, is there really diesel at Agbeglushi? Have we found fossil fuel there? We'll find out. Was the ECOWAS meeting here worth the time and the inconvenience it cost you and I? We'll find out when I come back. Don't go.